Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do another update video for you guys. I'm going to be going into the auction day 4 for me for Rex. So we'll talk about some unique features as far as staking goes on Rex. Before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about Hex. Hex on the road to $1, at least in my opinion. This is going to be at $1 at some point in the future, guys. So, even if you didn't get in at the very, very beginning of this thing, it still might be an opportune time right now, now that it's sitting at 35 cents. It was at an all-time high. I don't think that's the all-time high. Let me see. What was the all-time high? The all-time high was a day ago at 0.3579. So it's 0.3528 right now. So it's just under the all-time high. And this thing just keeps on going up and up and up. So very, very exciting times with this, guys. As you can see, a lot of people have asked me, how do I get into Hex? Very simple, guys. If you want to get into Hex, of course, do your own research, guys. Do your own due diligence. Only put in what you can afford to lose, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, those of you guys that got into Hex early on, this is year to date. Let me go all the way to the beginning. This started at 0.00027 cents, and now it's sitting at 35 cents and change, guys. So this is huge. For me, I continue to buy even at these prices. I'm continuing to buy, but the very simplest way to get in is to go to hex.com, connect your wallet. You can swap out ETH for Hex. Now, just understand that with the Ethereum blockchain, there are going to be, some fees. So, don't be surprised if you see some, bigger than usual fees that you're probably used to. But again, that's Ethereum. That's just the way it is right now. That's why Pulse is going to be very, very big, because theoretically it's not going to have those challenges. Okay, what you're going to want to do here is get you some Hex, and then if you want to stake, now it's totally optional. You can simply hold Hex in your wallet and kind of ride the wave if you want. But if you want to reap the benefits of what this thing is built for, you're going to want to stake it, because Hex stakes, as you can see here, average about 40% interest a year. So, for me, this is a long-term play. Like if you click on stake right here, it'll take you to the staking page. I'm on Binance. Let me just, might as well show you this real quick. Let me get out of Binance real quick. Go to Ethereum. Okay, so it'll take you over here. As you can see, I have a stake right here. This is not my main wallet, but this is one wallet here that I had some Hex in, that I did one big stake. As you can see, I'm 16% into this. Right now it's $238,000. I have stakes in several different wallets. This wallet here that I'm showing you is my demo wallet. It's a wallet that I've done videos with in the past. I've done tutorials for team members. So it's not my main wallet. This is another wallet here. Let me show you. This is another wallet. I have 194,000 in here. So, we have several stakes over several different wallets. But yeah, this is going to pay out 40% interest average a year, right? Now, the bigger the bigger your stake and the longer you go, you're going to get bigger and bigger rewards. But again, do your own research on that. If you want to stake, you simply go here, type in how much X you want to stake, type in how long you want to do it for. You click on stake, confirm it, you're ready to go. So just wanted to share that with you. Some of you guys who are new to the channel or maybe new to crypto are asking, how do I get into Hex? How do I start staking it? Where do I go? This is going to be the best resource for you, is hex.com. Okay, so that being said, let's head on over to Rex. Let me switch over wallets real quick. Let me switch over wallets. Give me 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so this is Rex. Again, this is similar to Hex on Binance Smart Chain. Do I think people have been asking me, what makes you think this is gonna pop like Hex? I never said that this was gonna be just like Hex. What I did say was if it does a fraction of what Hex has done, this can be very, very profitable, assuming that we're getting in early, which we still are, in my opinion, even though it's 2.5 months old. But there's still plenty of time for the auction, right? Because the auction is going to run for a year. But again, if it doesn't do what Hex did, because Hex is like lightning in a bottle, you're when you look at Hex, I mean, that's something that doesn't come around every single time. But when it does, people get wealthy off of it. If this does a fraction of what that does, this can still be very, very profitable. Not guaranteeing anything, of course. I'm speculating, but again, do your own research here. Here, if you scroll down, let me see. I think I passed it. Um, Let me go over to the Medium article. Here it is. So again, you can go over the deep dive right here. This is very, very detailed. If you want the basics right here, you can go to this Medium article, and this was written by the developer. So here we're going to just scroll down. I'm just going to go over a couple of things that are unique to the staking feature of this. Before I do that, let me just jump into the auction. Might as well. Sorry about that. I'm kind of jumping around, but let me do that real quick and get it out of the way. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put two BNB in today. I might just start doing two BNB a day. I gotta see here, but I was doing about one BNB a day for the last couple of days. I'm gonna switch it up here, and I'm gonna do two BNB. What is this? This is not even. This is Hex. Okay. So while that's going to confirm, as you can see here, today's BNB pool, there's 151 BNB, 261 participants. Right now, if no one else put any BNB into the auction, I would receive 16,415 REX. Actually, no, 139,595 REX. Now, of course, that number is going to go way, way down because I believe there's like 9 hours left for the end of the auction day. So there's no chance that no one else is going to jump into the auction. But this would be nice, right? But it's unrealistic. It's going to drop down. But yeah, if you look at this here, last couple of days there's been 468 participants, 528 participants, 352 participants. Like I said, yesterday was 468 participants. Today, there's 262 participants. Now, again, a lot of people snipe into this towards the end of the auction day, so that number is not going to stay like that. It's gonna definitely go up, in my opinion. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I look at. Is I look at participants. I look at how much BNB. These are the numbers that I look at. But yeah, I'm gonna put two BNB today. I might just start putting two BNB per day. We'll see. If you want to get in on this, I will leave the link down below for you to get a 10% bonus with whatever you go into the auction with. Always use a referral link. Makes sense. If you don't use a referral link, you're just leaving 10% on the table. What you do is you take your Rex. If you want to start staking, again, you can just hold your Rex if you want, but you stake your Rex. There's a couple of things here that's pretty unique that I don't think we've seen before yet. So it says here, 4 new functions bring yet unseen flexibility to native staking. Number one, keep track. You can actually name your stake. Managing assets always requires a strategy and keeping track. Obviously, it's hard to do that when 30 nameless stakes with different durations and amounts appear in a dashboard. Rex easily solves the problem by providing the function to name a stake and to change its name, of course. This makes it easier to remember and follow your strategy at different times. So that's pretty cool. I mean, one of the reasons why I have different wallets, aside from the fact that I'm paranoid with getting hacked, and I'd rather have different stakes on different wallets so I don't lose all my stakes if I ever get hacked. But for me, one of the things early on was, I had different stakes for different reasons. So some stakes I had a little bit longer, some stakes I had shorter, some stakes I had for, whatever reason. Like I have a stake for each one of my kids. I got 3 kids. So I have a stake for each one of them when they turn a certain age. So I had to use different wallets. Otherwise I was going to get confused because it's hard to track it when you can't name it, or there's just so many different things that are going on. Sometimes you forget. So I use different wallets to do that. That's why I have so many of my hex stakes spread out all over the place. With this, you can keep track and actually name your stake. Now, knowing me, I'm probably going to still use different wallets because I just like to kind of have everything spread out so I don't lose everything if something were to happen to one of my wallets. But it is pretty cool that you can actually name your stake. Another thing you can do is you can use a stake itself as currency. You can send an active stake to another address, which is pretty cool, right? Like with a share in traditional finance that you can sell when you need to. In Rex, you can simply transfer a stake to another address, like sending a token to another address in a simple transaction. Anytime as stakes represent value with its staked amount and duration and already accrued interest, might not be able to transfer its ownership. It's easy to see why this is a powerful function. This opens new possibilities and strategies and also may create an aftermarket for stakes, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, imagine I had different stakes and some of those stakes I designated to transfer to other people on my team. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm just saying that that's an option. That's something that I can do in the future, which we can't do with other platforms that we've seen in the past that have this type of model. So pretty cool, right? Um, yeah, that's going to be very interesting. And again, we'll see how that plays out as this platform matures. But the fact that we can actually transfer a stake to another user or another team member, just like sending a token to another team member or another address, that's pretty awesome. That gives us a lot of flexibility. It gives, leaders, different ways to incentivize or reward people. I mean, again, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I haven't really given it much thought yet, other than the fact that I'll probably be playing around with it as we move forward with this. Number 3, you can also split your stake. It may be the case 2 people own 1 stake. So how cool is that? For example, in a marriage and the stake needs to be split later, Rex provides a native function for that, creating 2 stakes with the same size, also splitting the interest earned. In Rex, splitting a stake and transferring one of them to another address takes a few seconds only. So you can have 2 people own 1 stake. So very, very interesting. Again, the possibilities are endless. There's different ways you can do that. Right off the top of my head, if you have a spouse, you might have them open up a wallet. You might have a stake that both of you get interest off of. I mean, there's lots of different ways, this flexibility can benefit us as we move forward. Number 4, scraping off interest of immature stakes. So of course, a stake is made to run for a certain time and it shouldn't be ended early. Remember, guys, if you stake for a certain period of time and you end early, the fees are going to be the penalty fees are going to be hefty. Okay, so you don't want to do that. If you're going to have a stake, let it run. Don't touch it. Okay. However, unforeseen events can occur and it may be necessary to touch your precious reserves, your stakes, to extract some value. Therefore, in Rex, it's possible to scrape off a desired amount of interest that a stake has already earned from immature stakes. You neither have to sell the whole stake nor close it immaturely and incur penalties, withdraw some of the interest if you really need it. So you can take some of your stakes and let them continue to run. You're not going to end them. However, you can scrape off the interest that it's earned and use that. So again, that gives you a lot of flexibility. You don't have to emergency end stake, incur these hefty penalties. And you have the option of doing that. So just here, those 4 functions make Rex a game changer in DeFi and set new standards. Again, go through this medium yourself. I'm not going to go through it word for word. I'll put a link down below in the description box. But just wanted to give you my thoughts on those 4 unique features. These things that we haven't yet seen yet in this space when it comes to this type of model. So yeah, check out Rex, guys. If you're going to use a referral link, if you need one or an address, I will leave it down below. Again, use someone's. Okay, use someone's, because you're just leaving 10% bonus on the table if you don't. So yeah, this auction will run for a year. After that, we won't have the auction. It'll be very much like Hex. Hex had an auction that ran for a year. Of course, if you want, we're past that year. We're still people that still want to get into Hex. They just simply go on the exchange. But going on the auction, there was a lot of benefits to doing that. So we'll see what happens here. Let me see. 264 participants. 164 participants. Okay. Scroll down. Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, if you want to check this out, I will leave a link down below. Yeah, this will be very, very interesting. I'm, having my fingers crossed, hoping that this thing pans out and is very successful. So a lot of you guys that are getting in the early days of this can reap some type of reward. And again, I'm not saying that this is going to do exactly what Hex did. Hex was lightning in a bottle. It is lightning in a bottle. There's a huge community over at Hex. Of course, they have Richard Hart. But if this does a fraction of what it does, what Hex did, it should be happy days for those of us that are in on this pretty early. So that being said, I'll catch you in the next update video, guys. Peace.